Good Saturday morning, everybody. I had a fairly good night's sleep until I had some kind of weird dream and woke up, and I have premonitions at times, like somebody's fooling around. I woke up, went out on the porch, and sure enough, there is a four-wheeler, blacked out, real slow, creeping down the road, back and forth, up and down the road. I was on the porch, they saw me, and they took off. So, definitely up to no good. But I can't find anything missing around here, so I guess they didn't bother me. Anyway, sat around the house a little bit this morning, talked with Mama. It's time to get back to work. Now, I got all Momma Sues knives. First, the one side is dry. Now, if I didn't mention it before, this is hard rock maple. Of course, it'll be sanded, look all nice and pretty. Show you the next step where the epoxy leaked out through the holes. I'm going to grind that off right quick, and then I'll show you how we cut it and square it. Okay, noise alert. Just like that. Now the reason I do that first, I'm going to do this one, then I'll do the rest of them. It has to be able to slide in the scroll saw. Now put my little holder down on there. Move the camera over here so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. You see that? Now I'm going to trim the edges. Now this is a fresh blade, so it's pretty aggressive. I have to be real careful with it. So noise alert again. Just about got it. There we go. Around them little curves there is the hardest part. Hang on. Like that. Now we'll go back over here to the grinder. Or the sander. Y'all excuse me, I've only had 4 cups of coffee this morning, so Takes me a little while to get going nowadays. Now, noise alert again. There we go. One side is roughed in. When I do the other side, I'll do the little fine grinding right in here, doing both sides together so they'll match. Now we're going to wander over here to the drill press. Hang on. Alright, I've got an 1/8 inch bit already set up in there. Let's see, turn on some lights so we can see. Clean that little off a little bit. I'm going to drill all the way through here. Like that. Now we have holes. Now it's ready to glue the other side on, and then we'll repeat the process again. Drill the holes back through. That's what I was talking about with the pinholes. Well, you won't have to worry about them. They'll line up perfect every time. Alright, there we go. 9 more to go. Now this is the same process I do on all knives. Doesn't matter if it's kitchen knives, working knives, hunting knives. I do the same process on everything. Cool. Alright, I think I'm going to wander to the house and get me one more cup of coffee, and I think I'll be okay then. Alright, side note. If you're wondering why I cut these off with the scroll saw instead of putting them on the grinder or the sander and just sanding it off, which that does work too. One thing, it creates an enormous amount of dust in the shop, which makes it harder for me to breathe. Plus, it burns up sanding belts. I can get 10 blades for this, and I did change to a smaller tooth per inch blade, so it's not so aggressive. I can get 1 pack of blades, 10 blades, for the same price as I can get for 1 sanding belt or grinding belt. That's why I do it like this. Then, because I try to use as little resources as I can on each knife, because that keeps costs way down. You know, $6 for a set of 10 blades compared to $5 or $6 for 1 belt. That's why I do it this way. Just in case you was wondering. Alrighty, I got 2 more to go. Well, good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning. I spent most of the weekend working around the house, around the yard. Got a lot done, got a lot more to do. Now, let me show you the next step on Momma Sues 10-piece set. I'm going to put in the pins. I'm going to show you how I do that. Hang on, wait a minute. Okay. Now, this is brass rod, 1/8 inch. I get it in 3-foot sticks up at the local hardware. hang on. That's going to be right in the way. Let me turn this camera around. Hang on. Bear with me. There, that better? I'll show you the way I do it. I get the length I want plus a little bit. Now, instead of snipping it off right there, it'll go flying across the room. Stick it down in that cardboard. I'm just going to show you one because they all go the same way. Almost every knife I make, they go the same way. The ones with steel pins, the stainless pins, or regular steel pins, they go the same way. Now, position our pins in there like that. Now, the last time you saw these, they only have one side on the handles, one side. Both sides are on. Square it off. Holes drilled all the way through. And just tap them down. And keep this little anvil in here so it don't get rusty, it stays clean. Then I'll take and put them over that little hardy hole right there. Let them stick out on both sides just a little bit. Like that. Then I'll take the peen on my ball peen hammer. Gently. You don't, this brass is soft, and what this is doing is expanding all the way through the whole pin, and it will not come off, guaranteed, or back out. Like that. Just like that. Let's give this one just a little more. There. Now, hold on. Just gonna move the camera again. Then, of these I've still got to cut. I'll do that here in just a minute. Cut the first one this morning. That's what they look like before I trim the other side. Now, put them on the grinder. Watch your ears. Now you can see this is bigger than an 1/8 inch now, since I hit it and expanded it. Guarantee you will not back off, nice and flush and smooth. Now 9 more to go, and if I need to adjust in here a little bit, I'll do that with the hand sanding. But sometimes I get it perfect, sometimes I don't, because I don't use a jig for that. That's all eyeball. Now the next step, I'll just knock these corners off with this. Then I will take them one at a time and do the rest of the sanding by hand. And then we'll get the finish started on them. Believe it or not too awful far from being done. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Ain't this fun? 3-foot stick of brass rod. That's what's left. Alright, I'm getting all the pins in. Everything's cut. Got the 3 big ones to go. After that, we will start the hand sanding. And when we start that, I'm going to sit down and talk to y'all a little bit while we're doing that. Alrighty, all 10 knives are rough ground. Handles are rough ground. I'm going to start out with some 100 grit paper. Get it shaped a little bit further along like I want it here in Chuck Ward knife vise. Now we'll leave a link to where you can get you one of these yourself. I'll sand it here. Then I'll pivot it all the way around until I get it like I want it with the 100 grit. Then I will go down all the way down grits to where I get comfortable with it. And we don't want them super slick, because you got to have some grip. You don't want to lose your grip on the knife while you're using it. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go in and take a little break. Uncle Arthur has flared up pretty good this morning, and I'm gonna have to go put in. I've got some cream that the doctor gave me that works pretty well. Just takes a couple of hours to work, but my hand is pretty much in that position right now. So I'm gonna have to go do that. This happens every now and again. Once I get it loosened up again, it'll be all right, and I'll be back to it. This one's fine, but I can't do nothing left-handed. So it is what it is. I'll be back shortly. If this is the end of the video, I thank y'all for watching. I thank you for your support, and I will see you later. And we will be done with this very soon. But this will probably clear up a little bit, and I'll be back. We'll see. Alright, y'all, let's finish up the video for today. Here on my trusty dusty lawnmower, I've been out cutting the back. I cut the garden spot. I have one of my brothers is coming over and bringing the tractor. Some mosquitoes out here. Bringing his tractor one day this week, maybe, and going to go ahead and bust the garden. I was not going to do a garden this year, or maybe ever again, because it's just so much on me. But I've talked to the kids and the grandkids, and we're planting a garden. I never know when it might come in handy, and the way things are going in the world, it might come in handy really quick before the end of this year. So we're going to do it here, the biggest part of the garden here on my place, because I've already got irrigation lines and all that kind of stuff. So we'll take a look at that here in a few days. As I'm riding back up to the shop, I'll show you where I cut. If you follow the channel for a long time, same place I always plant it. I've already got 6 big raised beds already built, and I've just been back here in the back trying to cut a little bit around the berry trees, berry bushes. We have huckleberries and blueberries everywhere back here. Now we'll take a look at those in a few days. Most of them are loaded down with little tiny berries because it's that time of year. The only thing is we have to keep a close eye on them and beat the birds to them. Once they get ripe, the birds will get them. So we have to take care of that. Now, right here where I'm sitting, the house is, you just can't see the house from here. Me and Master Sergeant has talked about building a bushcraft camp back here for a long time, 2 or 3 years now. And this is where we're going to build it. Right here. This little, somewhat of a clearing right here. Now keep in mind, when I bought this place 35 plus years ago, this was bare. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Dirt. And most of these trees, except the pines you see, I planted. I planted most of the oaks. The big pines I planted the first year we were here. They are really big pines now. But anyway, we're going to build us a little camp right here. As soon as all this stuff is over and he can get back over here, and we're going to build our little camp right here. And there is houses down here below me, so there's no hunting here. I mean, it's about a half acre back here, maybe 3/4 of an acre of woods that belong to me. Well, us, not me. But anyway, we've talked about it long enough. The more things happen in the world, if you want something, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and get it if you can. That's the way I see it. So, what's all that? That's just thick. Now it's not so thick back here. I can't do a little bit of mowing back here with the mower, but I would much rather have a bush hog, tractor and a bush hog. A lot of little saplings need to come out of here, and even up in there. Yopons and tiny oaks that won't never do anything. But folks, I'm not able to do all that. Not on my own, but maybe we'll get some of it cleared out. I know we can do this little area right here and build our little camp. This is about the flattest spot on the back end of it out of here, so something else to look forward to. But I had to stop sanding on them knives, and my hand is just toast for today. But I can get it hooked on here on the steering wheel like this, and I can handle a little bit of cutting. So that's what I'm doing. Trying not to waste any time, waste no motion. Let's see that magnolia tree right there? It was bigger than that back in '96 when the tornado hit. And something hit it and broke it off even with the ground. And it has grown back up to that without me touching it. And it had some nice flowers on it last year. Maybe it will this year. That's pretty cool. Alright, I'm going to crank up and I'm going to head up and park the mower. And I'm going to go inside and get a shower because it's still dry. We had a little bit of rain, but it's still dry. I'm dusty. Slapped me real hard and all. Dust will fall off of me. Alright, as I'm driving back up, I'll show y'all some of what I got cut today. And I'll soak my hands down tonight. Maybe I can do some more hand sanding on that knife set tomorrow. And I thank y'all so much for your support. I thank you for watching. And I will see y'all next time with something else.